Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Respectful greetings to Venerable Sangha and one blessing to all esteemed viewers who are watching today. Welcome to Karma Buddhist News, a weekly program reflecting Buddhist activities, educational effort, and compassionate engagement of the Sangha and lay Buddhist community throughout the province.
Great celebration for Venerable Changui at Cotton Pagoda. Solemn reception and enshrine of the statue of late Most Venerable Buddhism. Closing up one day of mindful happiness retreats at Buddhism Pagoda. Year-end closing of a day of mindful happiness retreat at Yakving Pagoda. Dharma talks on cultivating reserves, concentration, wisdom at Longphước Pagoda. Closing of a day of mindful happiness retreats at Phước Huệ Pagoda. Châu Long Pagoda distribute 150 gifts to needy families. Closing a day of mindful happiness retreat and doctrine classes at Bhutan Pagoda. Bạc Liêu City Buddhist Society's Charity Committee distribute 150 gifts at Ngọc Liên Monastery. Bạc Liêu Intermediate Buddhist School and Administration meets to plan 2026 exams and admissions.
Our first report brings us to a deeply meaningful and reverent ceremony held at Cordon Pagoda, where the Sangha and lay Buddhist community solemnly organized the 6 weeks great celebration honoring Venerable Changui, a senior monk of Khmer Theravada tradition. The ceremony expressed profound gratitude and filial devotion towards the venerable teachers who had devoted his entire life to upholding the precepts, prosperating the Dharma, and preserving the spirit and cultural heritage of Khmer Buddhism in Kama province.
In Buddhist tradition, the 6-week great celebration honors the monastic and chronological age of senior Sangha members, while expressing the filial piety and gratitude of junior monastic and disciples toward virtuous teachers who have tirelessly guided generation in spiritual cultivation and practice. On the afternoon of January 16, 2026, in a dignified atmosphere at Kostan Pagoda, Vĩnh Phước Commune, Venerable Thạch Dương Trung, abbot of the temple, together with Archa monks and numerous lay Buddhists, solemnly organized the 6-week great celebration for Venerable Changui, abbot of Kostan Pagoda. The ceremony was honored by the President, Most Venerable Tăng No, Vice Supreme Patriarch of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, VBS Council of Evidence, advisor to the VBS Council Executive in Cần Thơ, Ho Chi Minh City, and chairman of the Cần Thơ chapter of the Patriot Khmer Monks Association. Most Venerable Hữu Huân, member of the Council of Evidence, advisor to the VBS Executive Council in Cà Mau Province, and chairman of the Cà Mau chapter of the Patriotic Khmer Monks Association. Most Venerable Đạo Như, vice chairman of the VBS Executive Council and head of the VBS Executive Council in Cần Thơ City. And Most Venerable Thạch Hà, member of the VBS Executive Council and head of the VBS Executive Council in Cà Mau Province, along with numerous venerable monks from within and beyond the province. Amid the solemn atmosphere, disciples respectfully offer words of gratitude, expressing their filial devotion to Venerable Changui, a reverend practitioner who had devoted his life to serve the Triple Gems and preserving the Khmer tradition Buddhist heritage. With more than 46 years in monastic life, he has strictly upheld the precept, cultivate concentration and wisdom, and dedicated himself to propagating the Dharma for the welfare of all beings. As abbot of Kodon Pagoda, Venerable Changui has been steadfast spiritual pillar for both Sangha and lay Buddhist community while actively safeguarding the cultural identity, faith, and moral tradition of Khmer people in the modern era. At the ceremony, Most Venerable Đạo Như praised the filial spirit of the Sangha and laity in organizing this meaningful event and acknowledged Venerable Changui's significant contribution to Sangha development, training, and guidance. He encouraged junior practitioners to emulate the abbot's virtuous example in order to further the flourishing of the Buddhism. In response, Venerable Changui expressed sincere gratitude to most venerables and dignitaries for their present and well wishes, wishing them good health, success in their mission, and continued guidance for the future generations. On this occasion, Custom Pagoda also conducted animal release activities and distributed 100 gift packages to underprivileged families. Each packet valued at 270,000 Vietnamese đồng, including 10 kilograms of rice, 10 packages of instant noodles, and 100,000 Vietnamese đồng in cash. Total value of 20 million Vietnamese đồng was sponsored by Senior Bhikkhuni Như Hà, Bhikkhuni Diệu Hoa, Thiên Minh Pagoda, and Bhikkhuni Lễ Nghiêm, Giác Minh Pagoda.
Continuing our program e-report from Bửu Hương Pagoda, where the Sangha and disciples solemnly held the reception and enshrinement ceremony of the statue of late Most Venerable Bửu Nghiêm, founding abbot of the temple. The events were conducted in the spirit of deep reverence and gratitude, honoring the life and merits of a great teacher who devoted himself wholeheartedly to Dharma preparation, Sangha building, and compassionate service to society.
On the morning of January 17, 2026, at Bửu Hương Pagoda, Tân Thanh Wood, Bhikkhuni Thích Nữ Diệu Thủy, abbess of the temple, along with her disciples, solemnly organized the reception and enshrinement ceremony for the statue of the late Most Venerable Bửu Nghiêm. Witnessing the event was Most Venerable Thạch Hà, member of the VPS Executive Council and head of the VPS Executive Council in Cà Mau Province. Venerable Thích Phước Minh, head of the VPS Restoral Committee in Cà Mau Province, and all the venerables from the provincial VPS Executive Council. Late Most Venerable Thích Bửu Nghiêm, 1911 to 2003, late name Trần Văn Thanh, former advisor to the VPS Executive Council in Cà Mau Province, and founding abbot of Bửu Hương Pagoda, devoted his life to Dharma propagation, Sangha building, and active social charity, embodying engaged Buddhist compassion. The statue's procession proceeds solemnly along Tân Thanh Wood's main road, drawing Dharma members, lay Buddhists, and residents in tribute to this revered essential teacher. Crafted from compasses, material, and value as 45 million Vietnam đồng through disciples and lay supporters' offerings. The statue was accompanied by donation for the monastic meals and items from the Bhikkhuni Đàm Phúc, Canada, lay Buddhist Ngô Đức Trọng, Australia, lay Buddhist Nguyễn Văn Hậu and Nguyễn Nguyệt Ánh, and others, ensuring the event's fulfillment. Before disciples' formal address, Venerable Phước Minh offered commemorative remarks, praising late Most Venerable Bửu Nghiêm merits and urging successors to uphold the temple's practice traditions. The ceremony concluded with the Most Venerable Thạch Hà exhortation, emphasizing gratitude, repayment of kindness, and dedication of merits to all beings.
Also at Bửu Hương Pagoda, a day of mindful happiness retreats was solemnly brought to a close after a period of diligent practice. Established and maintained for many years, the retreats continue to serve as a spiritual refuge for lay Buddhists, including those with special circumstances, nurturing mindfulness, inner peace, and a life grounded in the Triple Gems.
On the afternoon of January 17, 2025, at Bửu Hương Pagoda, Tân Thanh Wood, Bhikkhuni Thích Nữ Diệu Thủy, abbess of the temple, solemnly presided over the closing ceremony of a day of mindful happiness retreat, presenting gifts to participants in recognition of their diligent practice and community devotion. Established in 2010, the retreat is held monthly on the 29th Lunar Day and includes sessions of sutra chanting, Buddha's recitation, and mindful walking. Foster a wholesome spiritual environment while providing opportunities for individuals with disability to participate in Buddhist practice. On this occasion, the batch distributed 50 gift packages, include a total of 500 kilograms of rice, to retreat participants. The gifts were fully sponsored by Bhikkhuni Đàm Phúc, Canada, she encouraged the community to continue their diligent practice, cultivating deep affinity with the Triple Gem for lasting peace and well-being.
Next, we turn to Giác Viếng Bogota, where the year-end closing of the Day of Mindful Happiness retreat took place in a serene and reflective atmosphere. The event offered practitioners an opportunity to look back on a year of cultivation while receiving gentle guidance on gratitude, letting go, and discovering true happiness through right understanding and compassionate living.
On the morning of January 17, 2026, at Giác Viếng Bogota, Láng Tròn Word, the A Day of Mindful Happiness retreat, compiled with year-end closing, was solemnly held under Bhikkhuni Chukni guidance. Abbess of the temple, Venerable Đồng, Dharma instructor at the Provincial Intermediate Buddhist School, delivered a talk on joyful spring from the gratitude and letting go. He taught that the true spring residing in inner abiding, cherishing the present, accepting circumstances, and living compassionately. Happiness, he explained, arising moment by moment through gratitude, release, right Dharma practice, and contentment, the source of the lasting joy. He advised letting go of afflictions without evading duties, attitude without denying reality, to self-creating fulfillment. At the closing, Bhikkhuni Chukni thanked supporters since 2012, raising the community's steadfast participation and serious practice that sustains the retreat for years. She presented gifts to participants, volunteers, and supporters as encouragement for going on practice, fostering faith for a new spring in the compassion and wisdom.
Through clear and accessible teachings, the Venerable Dharma speaker emphasized moral discipline as the foundation for mental clarity and liberating insights in daily life.
On the morning of January 18, 2026, in a serene atmosphere at Long Phước Pagoda, Vĩnh Trạch War, the 282nd A Day of Mindful Happiness retreat and basic doctrine classes were held, attracting numerous lay Buddhists. Venerable Thích from the Vietnam Buddhist Academy in Ho Chi Minh City delivered a Dharma talk on cultivating precepts, concentration, and wisdom. He explained that precept govern body, speech, and mind, and that most suffering arises from impure actions. Diligent observance of the 5 precepts foster compassion, inner peace, and wholesome development. From precept arises concentration, which stabilizes the mind to focus practice. With concentration, wisdom emerges through right view and faith, revealing the nature of suffering and happiness as self-creating, the impermanence of life, and the path to liberation. Concluding, he encouraged joy in the Dharma, diligent repentance, cultivation of conscience and shame, wholesome actions, and gentle speech for peaceful living. The retreat planted wholesome seeds, dedicating merit to all beings and families.
After a year of steady cultivation, Phước Huệ Pagoda solemnly held the closing ceremony of its A Day of Mindful Happiness retreat. The gathering reaffirmed the importance of preservation in practice, strengthening faith in the Triple Gem, and nurturing inner transformation through mindful recitation and Dhamma reflection.
After a year of diligent practice on the morning of the January 18, 2026, Venerable Phước Châu, Abbess of Phước Huệ Pagoda, Phước Long Commune, held the retreat's year-end closing, attracting many lay Buddhists. Held monthly, it offers sutra chanting, Buddha recitation, and Dharma talks to nourish spiritual provisions and transform body and mind. Venerable Trung Lan from the Phong Loi Pagoda shared on inner transformations of resources and paths urging diligent Amitabha Sutra recitation to foster mindfulness, faith in the Triple Gem, and Dharma protection. Venerable presented encouragement gifts, wishing joy, diligences, and wholesome accomplishments in the new year.
Turning to charitable activities, Chao Long Pagoda organized a meaningful test gift-giving program, offering 150 gift packages to underprivileged families in the local community. This humble gesture, heartfelt offering conveys the Buddhist spirit of compassion and sharing, bringing warmth and encouragement to families as the New Year approaches.
On the afternoon of January 18, 2026, ahead of the Lunar New Year, Venerable Trí Hạnh, abbot of Chao Long Pagoda, Chao Thới Commune, distributed 150 gift packages to underprivileged families in the local area. Each gift package valued at over 220,000 Vietnamese đồng, including 10 kilograms of rice and a crate of instant noodles. The total value of the distribution was 34 million Vietnamese đồng, funded by lay supporters of the temple. These meaningful gifts reflected the compassion of the abbot and the Buddhist community, bringing warmth, joy, and the humane value of Buddhism to families in need during the spring season.
At Bồ Thanh Pagoda, the Sangha solemnly closed the one-day mindful happiness retreats combined with Buddhist doctrine classes, marking a full year of diligent learning and practice. This ceremony acknowledged the sincere efforts of lay practitioners and encouraged continued application of Dharma for a mindful, ethical, and joyful life.
On the morning of January 19, 2026, at Biểu Thanh Pagoda, Vĩnh Thanh Commune, Venerable Pháp Chánh, Abbot, solemnly closed the retreats and doctrine classes with broad lay attendance. He reviewed the year's highlights, praising participants' diligence and eager learning. Venerable Trung Lan from Phong Lợi Pagoda spoke on vegetarianism, elucidating its value in fostering compassion, purifying body and mind, and inner transformation by Buddhist spirit. Venerable Pháp Chánh awarded certificates and gifts as encouragement. Venerable Trung Lan urged sustained mindfulness, diligent practice, and Dharma application for happy living.
In another compassionate initiative, the Bạc Liêu City Buddhist Social Charity Committee, in coordination with volunteer groups, distributed 150 test gift packages to disabled and disadvantaged individuals at Ngọc Liên Monastery. The program reflects the living practice of loving kindness, offering both material support and heartfelt encouragement ahead of the new year.
On the afternoon of January 20th, 2026, at Ngọc Liên Monastery, Bạc Liêu War, the Bạc Liêu City Buddhist Social Charity Committee, led by Ms. Nguyễn Kim Lý in collaboration with Tùy Duyên Vegetarian Meal Volunteer Group, headed by Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Nam, distributed 150 gift packages to families with disabilities and underprivileged residents. Mr. Nam personally invited, encouraged, and presented packages containing rice, noodles, and daily necessities. Though modest, the gift conveys sincere care and sharing in preparation for the Lunar New Year. Each package, with value at 400,000 Vietnamese đồng, total 60 million Vietnamese đồng, sponsored by Tùy Duyên Vegetarian Restaurant and Yogurt Hảo Tiên, Vũng Tàu War, Ho Chi Minh City. The initiative helped ease difficulties, instill hope, and bring warmth and joy for a meaningful third celebration.
The meeting reviewed academic progress and set directions for continuing monastic education, affirming the Sangha commitment to systematic training, discipline, and the cultivation of virtue and wisdom for future generations.
On the morning of January 23, 2026, the Bạc Liêu Intermediate Buddhist School Administration convened a General Assembly to announce and implement the 2026 examination of the admission plan for monastic students of the college program, Cohort 6, and intermediate program, Cohort 7. Dharma instructors reported academic progress, merits, and area for review to exam preparation. Dormitory manager detail, resident management per school rules. The plan covered college 6, 47 officials, 2 OD18 students, and intermediate 7, 41 officials, 1 OD18. Testing 11 subjects. Review run January from 1st to 3rd, 2026. Exams February from 4 to 7. Opening March 9. In closing remarks, Venerable Thích Lễ Thọ, Vice Provincial for Training, exhorted diligence amid economic challenges, with administration and instructors' dedication. Monastic training thrives. He invites efforts in cultivation, virtue, and wisdom to worthily serve Dharma and society. Quoting, without writing winter prose, how can plum blossom yield such fragrance? The harmonious meeting laid groundwork for successful exams and training.
Mahasangha's meaningful activities once again reflect the spirit of engaged Buddhism, harmonizing reference for teachers, spiritual cultivation, education, and compassionate service, contributing positively to both inner peace and social well-being. Thank you, dear viewers, for your kind attention. May the Triple Gem bless you with peace, wisdom, and happiness. We look forward to seeing you again in our next broadcast. Namo Buddhaya.